Earlier today, Jacksonville ekes out a win against the Bears. A touchdown toss with under 30 seconds to go from 4 yards out. Brunell to Jimmy Smith wins it for Jacksonville, Marcus.
Well, Jacksonville wasn't at their best, but they still prevailed. They gave up yards on the ground and courtesy through the air, but they still won the game.
Also winning on the road, Pittsburgh over Baltimore. Special teams hurt the Ravens. They missed 3 field goals, and they also muffed a snap on a punt that led to a Cordell Stewart touchdown. Tennessee wins, although starting quarterback Steve McNair, injured an elbow, did not play the second half. Dave Craig directed them to the victory in the second half. Redskins and Giants. Giants win it thanks to 8 quarterback sacks against the Redskins. They also took out on one of the sacks Gus Frerotte, the Redskin quarterback.
You know, the Redskins aren't going to go to the playoffs, Jim, with that offensive line giving up 8 sacks.
And Jim Fossil still has not lost a divisional game. He's now 8-0-1, now in his second season, manning the way for the Giants. Seattle with the day's biggest slaughter here, 38-0 over Philadelphia. Warren Moon had a big day there, George Seifert.
He sure did. Last year, the #1 pass attack in all of the NFL was the Seattle Seahawks. Today, Warren Moon picked up there again. He threw 3 touchdown passes, but even more important, they played darn good defense and well on the special teams.
Ricky Watters had 67 yards in his return to Philadelphia, this time in a Seahawk uniform. Lions fall to the Packers. Barry Sanders held to 70 yards. Favre 277 and 2 touchdowns. Vikings 4 touchdown passes from Brad Johnson. Falcons win 2 touchdown passes by Chris Chandler, and the Saints hold on to top the Rams by 7. They jumped in front 24-0. They lost their quarterback, Billy Joe Hobart, with a ruptured right Achilles tendon. Looks like he's likely out for the season. That means Danny Warfel will be their starting quarterback next week. And we'll continue on the NFL Today in just a moment. Highlights next. Studios in New York, and at halftime, the Jets over the 49ers 17-14. You want to see something fascinating? Look at the 2 faces down here at the end of the table. All right, first time they've smiled in an hour and a half. Brett Jones and George Seifert. What's it like watching this team now?
Well, you know, the thing I'm impressed with is Glenn Foley. I mean, here's a rookie quarterback going into a hostile environment, and the man's doing a heck of a job. I think that Steve Young's kind of come on a little bit, too, in the second half.
Jim, the 49ers have been saying all preseason they're not going to miss Dana Stubblefield, but they haven't put much pressure on the quarterback today. Glenn Foley's really lighting it up out there.
Foley has 163 yards passing in that first half, 2 touchdown passes, and you warned us about Keyshawn on the NFL Today.
With all the talk about Jerry Rice, Keyshawn said, throw me the ball, I'll make the plays, and he did.
He's got it. 6 catches and 1 going for a touchdown. Miami and Indianapolis. You're asking about Peyton Manning. Well, Manning, so far, 6 of 10 for 85 yards. His first completion, for those who keep track of it, went to Marshall Faulk. And here he is. Check him out. Biggest play of the first half, in fact, for Peyton.
Marvin Harrison catching a nice post pattern there from Peyton. And Jim, Peyton came on to throw a pick here a few minutes later, and it's going to be tough to bounce back from that one.
Dan Marino to the Rookie of the Year out of the Arena Football League. Oronde Gadsden reaches across. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar also with a short touchdown run. And Miami leads 17-3 at Indianapolis. Buffalo and San Diego. Not a lot of fireworks here. Chargers lead on a Carney field goal. And Ryan Leaf in the first half, Marcus, 8 of 14, 81 yards, and he too has thrown an interception. His first NFL snap, he fumbled, but the Chargers recovered. Arizona and the Cowboys. Troy Aikman has thrown a touchdown pass and run for another. Michael Irvin, 6 catches, 99 yards. And earlier, the Jaguars pulled it off in the last 30 seconds, beating the Bears at Soldier Field. The Bears had led the entire way, except for just a brief moment. Then a kick return put them back in front. There's the winner to Jimmy Smith, with just 29 seconds to go. Cordell Stewart led the Steelers to victory at Baltimore. That touchdown pass in the 4th. And how about Danny Cannell? Got the new contract this week, threw 2 touchdowns, 1 to Amani Toomer. Giants also had 8 sacks today. Warren Moon, how about him, Brent?
I told Phil Simms, Jim, on the NFL Today studio show, you got to have Warren Moon on your top 5 quarterbacks. He didn't listen to me.
Well, he had 3 touchdown passes today, and 2 of them went to Joey Galloway. Brett Favre, almost a 300-yard day, 277, 2 scores to Antonio Freeman, and this one covered 84 yards. And Randy Moss, the real standout rookie of the day. Hey, Brad Johnson, by the way, 4 touchdown passes. Look at Moss's first NFL score. He had 2 touchdowns in all. Minnesota manhandled the Bucs 31-7. Now, as far as Mark McGwire goes, the St. Louis Cardinals slugger, 0 for 1 today, 0 for 1 at the plate. He lined out. He also walked in another plate appearance.